Alrighty then. So that is a strip of black Gorilla duct tape, and that has worked beautifully for keeping out the rain and the moisture on my roof. This was where I had a hole from the previous roof rack scenario. That one down there has been removed, the duct tape I mean. That's ready to go. However, there is a problem. There is a couple of chips. So I had some touch-up paint, but the touch-up paint is so old that it solidified. So I had to buy some I had to order some new paint, but it won't be here until Wednesday. So I'm not going to put the bracket in here today. I'm going to do that later on this week. Thankfully, this week it is going to be really nice all week. So it looks like I might be able to get all these brackets in this week, which is awesome. So anyway, I'm going to remove this duct tape, and then I'm going to take this water and a rag to clean it, let it dry, and then I'm going to take rubbing alcohol and wash it thoroughly with that, and then I'm going to let that dry, and then I'm going to put the tape, the butyl tape that I'm going to use to keep the water and stuff out of the bracket that I'm going to be putting in. Okay. So I have wiped these down so that there is no dirt. I don't know if you can see, because I can't see. There's so much of a glare. There's no dirt. There is a little bit of residual adhesion from the duct tape, which kept the water out beautifully. That adhesion is not going to hurt anything because I'm going to put more adhesion on top of that. If anything, it will help. And I've got the other one wiped down and ready to go. Once this dries, it's probably already dry, I'm going to put the butyl tape. I'm going to put the butyl tape on it, and then I'll show you that step after I'm done. So that's how I'm doing it. I'm doing 2 long strips on each side, and then I'm going to put 2 more on these sides so that it's completely encompassed. Just like that. Then when I set that on there and screw it in, it'll squish and keep out all the water. All right, so I got one up here. And that is butyl tape underneath the squishy stuff. And that is what the underneath looks like. So that is it's a rubber washer, and then a washer on top of that with a lock nut, and that is a stainless steel bolt. All right, so there's the second one. That was the first one. This is the second one. Halfway done. All right, I finally have all 4 brackets installed, and I've got my 2x4x8 treated wood up here for demonstration purposes. These are going to go like this, and they're going to go up here, flush up against that, and I'm going to drill screws in both of those and on the sides to make sure that it doesn't go anywhere. And then I'm going to put the solar right over there on the other 2x4s, and they're going to go crossways. And I thought about building storage up here, but I'm going to try to skip that for now. If I feel like I need more storage in the future, it would be very easy to add, because all I'm going to do is put 2x4s going up like this, and then put the solar racks with hinges and locks on one side and hinges on the other side on top of that, on top of the wood that's going straight up and down, about 8 or 10 inches or however long, however much storage I think I need. But not only would that be less weight to not do that, less weight, less money, less gas mileage, et cetera, et cetera. So I'm only going to do that if I have to. I'm going to try to get by without doing that extra, all that extra work and weight and, you know, less is more. Less is definitely more. So that's what it's going to look like. That's the brackets at least. I got that done. I'm surprised I got it all done today, but I did. It was quite the workout, but I got her done. So the rest I think is going to be a lot easier than the brackets. The brackets were a pain in the butt. So the first thing that I had to do was take all of the hardware off of the solar that I had mounted before. And I'm bypassing all of that garbage, and I'll show you how I do it later. I got the wood mounted, the base for my solar racks. All I did was screw them into the top part with a washer. And then I'm going to put some screws on the side as well. These have been sitting in the barn for years, so as you can imagine, they are filthy. So right now I am hosing them down before I assemble them.
Oh, what you doing? What you doing? What you doing? What you doing? What you doing, buddy?
Where you going, buddy? You gonna go over there?